Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Saddleback Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net. It's a doubleheader here on this Wednesday evening, and it's the 3C2A playoffs. And we start with the men here at 5:30. The women coming up at 7:30 will be hosting LA Mission, but right now the men who are the 12 seed in these 3C2A playoffs host the 21 seed Chaffey Panthers. The 21 seed, who is 16-12, 10-6 in the IEAC, while Saddleback finished 500 overall, 14-14, 5-9 in the OEC. I am Corey Neyland alongside Mark Pavlovich, and it should be an outstanding ball game tonight.
Well, I was telling you, Corey, I find it real interesting because if you look at the people who all have buys, they could get some very unusual matchups. I mean, you've got Saddleback and Chaffey playing right now. I'm trying to figure out who they run against because I don't see anybody in a bracket there next to their bracket if you look at it. So there is Saddleback and Chaffey. There should be somebody right there.
They've got San Diego City next.
They do get San Diego City, so they put San Diego City's on Ventura's bracket. You know what? I think that'd be an interesting matchup, whoever wins this game. I know San Diego City's good, but if these two teams could get hot, San Diego City and a lot of these teams that go in to opening rounds for those that got to buy for second round in the tournament, there could be a lot. I'm going to go on the limb this year. Corey, I'm going to say there's 4 major upsets in this tournament this year for the men.
And we shall see. The visiting Chaffey Panthers, they start Cameron Gardner at a guard, first team all-conference. Avery Garcia wearing number 3 is another guard. Gardner wears number 2. Number 10 in black will be Colin Ingram, the 6'3 wing. Dason Payne, a 6'2 guard, wearing number 13 from Fontana. And Kawan Thomas, a 6'8 forward. He wears number 44 in black for the visiting Panthers with the red numbers and the red trim.
Does their Panther look like Chapman's Panther?
All the Panthers look alike, Mark.
Okay.
At the community college level. And Malachi Ayers will jump center or with the tip, and the tip is controlled by Chaffey. We'll set your Bobcat offensive starters and defensive lineup in just one moment as they come out in a man-to-man defense. Garcia pick and roll to Thomas, and there's an offensive foul. That's good defense by Mark Richner, who came in and stepped up to take the charge. So joining Mark Richner, who's an honorable mention All-OEC, wearing number 11 in white. 0 in white will be David Moon. Jaden Rockman, number 1 in your white and maroon. Malachi Ayers, who tipped it off, he is a 6'7 forward. We mentioned Richner, and the first team all-conference performer, the only first or second team conference performer for the Bobcats, will be Charlie Stallings, who was second in the conference in scoring this season, to go along with 7 rebounds.
You named the 3 guys that need to play well tonight, Corey, for them to move on. Charlie Stallings has to have a very good game. Richner, I think he will have a good game. And Malachi, I'm going to call him the unknown factor in this game.
Forces it up with Stallings. Second chance opportunity by Rockman, but good job by Stallings to force one up early. He can't do that too much, though. And here's Gardner, the lefty. Got a chance to watch them play against Victor Valley in an outstanding overtime game. And here's Garcia driving. The little man goes up right side, no good, off glass. Thomas fighting for the rebound, saves it, not quite. It goes out of bounds.
That's one thing you can't do in playoff basketball. You watched it hit the backboard, and then you saw it hit the court. That looked like us playing on the weekends. You've got to be attacking on all phases in playoff basketball.
Here's David Moon taking over the starting point guard duties. Christopher Williams suited up tonight. 4th in conference in assists. Nice pick and roll. Ayers up, under, deuce. So the first 2 of the game go on a nice offensive set. Gardner down low. Colin Ingram has really impressed coaches throughout this season, and there's a foul. And they get Charlie Stallings his first personal. He can't get in foul trouble as Colin Ingram steps up, a 6'3" freshman from Murrieta.
You know what? I'm going to give the coaching staff an assist from the Panthers for that, because all three coaches stood up and yelled at the official, Corey, at the exact same time, and the whistle was blown. Not saying it wasn't a foul, but again, you've got to be on the sidelines, and we're going to have two very loud benches tonight during this game.
Ingram makes the first, makes the second. 2-2 is your score. Stallings out. In comes Jacob Simon. Tipped, last touch by Garcia. Quick hands, and he's known for those quick hands. And here is Ayers breaking the pressure. That's the Chaffey we've seen over the years under Jeff Klein. And the head coach who played on that 2016 team takes over. That's Mateo Villacazzi in his first season patrolling the sidelines. Garcia gets another step on the right side, forces it up, no good. Rebound is Rockman, he slips. And they're gonna call a jump ball, or they're gonna call a foul on Avery Garcia. No, they call it on Jaden Rockman, who Garcia stole the ball while he was on the ground. Rockman had his arm. So
Corey, I would like to that just be a non-call from anybody, because it could have gone three different ways on the floor.
Garcia, 5'5" freshman. Gardner for a three. No. Thomas flying through the air. No. Rebound. And here's Malachi. Malachi is 6'7" freshman, sophomore from Spartansburg, South Carolina. Anyone listening from Spartansburg, welcome. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. There's on the elbow, guarded by Thomas. Athlete on athlete, gets in the air, almost turns it over. Simon has it poked away by Garcia. And here's the other guy that's a key X factor, Mark, is going to be Simon and Michael Bickle. 22 and 24 for Saddleback, and they get Christopher Williams, who checks back in wearing number 3 in white. Richner stays in, Rockman stays in for the Bobcats. Lob attempt down low, jump it up. Alternating arrow stays with Saddleback. And there's a 2 miss. The score is 2-2 on your screen, not -2 to -2. Here's Bickle all the way, lays it up and in. So now it is 4-2 Bobcats, and quickly the other way. Chaffey, Ingram, scoop and score. So it is 4-4, 16:46 to play. Just started here in the first half. Last touch by Saddleback. Dayson Payne will check out. Checking in for him is Christian Walton, a 6'3" freshman from Etiwanda High School. And we mentioned Mateo Villacazzi, the head coach in his first season at Chaffey, as Chaffey moves right to left. Jeff Oliver in his 5th season here at Saddleback, and there he steps out of bounds. Outstanding defense by Jaden. Again, both teams filling each other out.
Well, Corey, you've watched it more than once now through the evolution of basketball. So many players now wanting to reset that back foot and take that step backwards instead of forwards, and they never know where they are in the court.
Williams all the way denied by Jonathan Markham, who checks in. So Markham Walton, Gardner, Ingram on the floor, along with Brian Smith, number 4 in black. Tipped by Ingram. Trying to find Simon in the corner. 16:05 to play first half.
Watch how quickly the Panthers just muddy up the middle. And as soon as I say that, the Red Sea parts for an easy deuce. Corey, they'd been doing such a good job of it, and everybody just vacated.
And here's Smith. Gets the corner, right side, no. Rebound, good box out by Richner. Rockman has the ball, no numbers. He decides to push anyway because nobody stops him. Count the bucket as he'll head to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Old folk style from the line.
And I got to ask you, Mr. Neyland, I mean, when do you as a defender, when you see a guy running free down the middle and nobody wants to, do you go ahead and step in front of him and see if at least the foul will just stop a three-point possibility?
Well, if you see the guy running down the floor with the ball, step in front of him at half court. Any time would be preferable. Three-point play converted. Rockman has the first three-point play of the ball game. There's a steal. Here's Bickle. One-on-one, lays it up, and no good. Richner tried to tip, put back. A little too strong. The other way is Smith. He can't make the layup. Almost takes it away from Simon, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by a Panther, Mark. 2 layups, both sides. Miss and miss. Playoff time, got to get those.
Yeah, and you know what it both looks like, too? If you listen to Corey Neyland enough, be it on the men's or women's side, he will tell you, make the layup. Don't look for the foul. Make the layup. If you get flattened, make the official make the call.
It's a full court pressure. Rockman does a nice job of evading capture. Richmond reach in on the double team. Too much reaching in and swiping. That's a foul. Jeff Oliver, head coach for Saddleback, longtime basketball aficionado, patrolling the sidelines. Spent time at Cal State University, San Bernardino, Division II. And Mark, he was a force to be reckoned with down there. All his players pretty much graduated, and all he did was get to the playoffs and win. Bickle in the lane, leaves it off, should have shot. Rick Rockman says, I got you back. Give me 5 on it.
So far, everybody's going low on both sides, Corey. Nobody's standing outside and taking those traditional three-point shots that we look for. And as soon as I say it,
a 3 is missed by Samaj Morrison. And here's the Bobcats one more time. They want to slow it down just a little, as we should slow down as well on this broadcast. 14-25, 7-point lead for the Bobcats. Jaden was feeling it. That's really pretty much his happy shot, Mark. He made the last 5 points. Garcia whirling and derlishing. Derlishing? Is that a word? Doesn't matter. He gets 2.
It is
He's
tonight.
Got 4. 11-6, and there's a timeout taken with 14-10 to play. First half just started here at Bobcat Gym on SportsNetUSA.net. Now we can catch our breath. I should have taken my inhaler, Mark. I needed a couple puffs, still do.
There you go. So I've got to ask you, because really what it's looked like at the beginning of this game, it looks like everybody wants to see how physical the other team's willing to play. Because they have crashed the boards, they've all gone down low.
And they have, and that's to establish a rhythm of their game, establish what they want to do in this brawl game. And they can set up the inside and pretty much go outside. So you work that inside and out in this ball game, like you said.
Yeah, it's a little amazing. It's like, you know, got to catch the whole backboard when somebody's shooting the ball. They got to catch the whole body when somebody's crashing.
Bickle inbound, Ayers, Richmond, Williams, and Simon. Those are the 5 on the floor for the Bobcats. Remember, they're in the team in white. They got the Bobcat red in. On the stripes, those pipings, and the numbers. Williams, nobody guards him, and he takes a three, not necessary. Might not be the three you need. Thomas barreling down the lane and misses the bucket, and last touch by Ayers. So Thomas, Morrison on the floor along with Walton, Payne, and Garcia. Garcia will inbound. Chaffey, if you're just joining us, in the black uniforms with the red trims. Give and go, Morrison, easy bucket. Good find by Garcia. Way to finish by Morrison. So 13:30, first half of play. Simon got to be more decisive. Misses it. Ayers with the rebound. Triple team. Somebody's got to be open. Simon is in the corner. He trades 3 for 2. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. He trades 2 for 3.
As long as you're not trading stocks, you're okay.
Missed the 5-footer, makes the 20-footer. Garcia, lightning quick on the floor, almost turns it over. Dason Payne. He's got 2. Inland Empire Athletic Conference Player of the Week one time this season. 11 double-figure games, cuts that Bobcat lead to 4. Saddleback looking to extend. Richner cutting. Bickle. Movement without the ball is poetic. 16-10. Bickle's got 4 on 2 layups. 12-20 first half. Payne. Garcia gets Ayers in the air. Kicks it out to Payne. One bounce. 1985 jumper for 2, and there's a foul underneath by Williams. Count the bucket. So Williams with a hand at the back commits his first personal third-team foul. And so it's 16-12. And it should be Chaffey basketball or free throws.
Well, I was thinking the basket was made. Shouldn't it be a free throw?
Either or. It's either Chaffey basketball or free throws coming. Or do they say, no, it should be Chaffey basketball because it's a foul on Saddleback.
Okay.
Into the ball game the first time, number 20. That's Gozi Ejike. Down low, a little bit too much by Garcia. And he knows it. And there's a foul on Gozi. Last meeting between these teams. Saddleback won 80-74. That was and there's a jumper by Simon. He's got 2 threes, Mark, both from that spot. He's got 6, and it's 19-12. There's a jumper answered by Dason Payne. Both teams have settled down just a little bit. 11:30 to play first half. Mark, you look at Saddleback on this possession, David Payne and David Moon in there now. What do you look for?
Well, I'm gonna look again. What they keep doing is they run a high cross, setting up threes, and that's exactly making the 3 by doing that.
22-14. So I know you're enjoying the movement without the ball. That's what you preach all season. Set a pick.
Yep.
Move. Garcia, Ejike. Hop, skip, drive in the lane. Good D by, that was Dylan Gomez. And Garcia is just too quick for everybody out there. You can see why he's an all-conference player out of Summit High School.
Well, what you liked about Garcia, Corey, is he waited for the defense to clear out. When the defense cleared out of the lane, he said, now I got one-on-one.
Reach in foul by Gozi. So with 10:30 to play in the first half, it's 22-16.
A little more up and down basketball than we saw against Orange Coast College
And
on our last broadcast.
That's going to be the Chaffey effect. So reset this D offense for Saddleback. Simons hit 2 threes from the left corner, almost turns it over. Moon, Bickle, he's on the left side, drives the lane, gets bumped, leaves it for Malachi, fouled on an up. So 6th team foul. Foul goes against Christian Walton. Ayers with 5 points, 6-7.
And again, if you watch it, like Corey brought it up, the movement by both these teams, players moving and relocating without the ball, finding an open gap. And then, Corey, give it to the guy who's got the ball, is finding those people. It's great that you're moving. It's great that you're finding those openings. But you as a player, and Corey will tell you all the time, you got to play with your head up and be looking at the same time, because those alleys will open for you to make those passes, and both these teams are doing that tonight in this first round of the 3C 2A playoffs.
Malachi misses the second free throw, so it's 23-14. Season high 10 rebounds 2 times this season, Malachi did, and the lefty layup is pretty by Colin Ingram. He's got 4 points. 18 times he was in double figures this season. Five-point lead for Saddleback. Ayers says, let's make it 7. Cam Gardner back in. First team. IEAC. Ryan Smith. Hands off to Payne. Ingram. And Walton rounds out the 5. Back door, a little bit too high for Payne, and here is Saddleback the other way. Michael Bickle likes the alleyways that Mark said that it's going to open up.
And Corey, I got to ask you, you got to be a little lucky in playoffs too, don't you? I mean, skill's great, but you got to be a little lucky. I mean, there's the rate that they're shooting right now. They didn't shoot at that rate against Orange Coast. And if you were to tell me which team they would shoot against better, I would say against Orange Coast than Chaffey.
Well, it's not luck. It's what the defense is giving you and what the style of the play is and what's open. So this play, it's up and down. It's frantic. It's frenetic. It's more accustomed to basketball fluidity. And they're not settling for three-pointers. So Jeff Oliver has his team primed to say we can get buckets at the hoop. They're up by 10 now with 9:11 to play in the first half. So they're up by 10 now. And so if they're giving you the lane, you take it.
So what you're telling me is sometimes it's better to play against a ferocious defensive team than a mollycolly?
No. What I'm saying is take what you can get and don't settle.
So I should have wrote down here with you today then. Okay. I'll remember that next time you put it on me. Yeah, okay, pick me up. By the way, buy me a sandwich on the way.
And Bickle and Simon have picked up the Bobcats coming off the bench. They were the X factors coming in. Simon's got 2 threes. Bickle's got 7 points. They played well, so a 10-point lead. Don't forget 7:30. The women will be hosting LA Mission for their first round playoff game. And also on sportsnetusa.net, we've got East LA men playing at 7 p.m.
Yep.
And they're playing Santa Ana College over there at ELAC.
Little Albert Robles on that call.
So the Bobcats stay in a man-to-man. Walton, a straightaway 3. Lead back to 7. Bickle, skip pass, Gomez. Thought about the 3. Chaffey bench wants to travel. Nothing doing. Moon with 6. and he traveled.
Moon said, let me show you that I can do the cha-cha with a basketball in my hand. Take 2 steps with my left foot, 2 steps with my right foot, pick up the ball, walk a half a foot further. He needs to realize in the 3C2A, that's traveling. I'm not going to say in all of basketball.
No, in all of basketball, well, no, never mind. Officials for tonight's ball game, as you mentioned, Kevin Smith, Ross Charles, and Matt Ariano are the 3 patrolling. Payne, rush 3, no good. Bickle with his 3rd rebound. So Bickle, Williams, Rockman, Ayers, and Stallings. Charlie Stallings got a big break. 8 minutes to play. He's been out since 17. Rockman for 3. No good. Rebound up high is Walton. Gardner and 1 on the reach in. If that's Stallings, that's his 2nd. And they do get Charlie Stallings with his 2nd personal foul, and Cameron Gardner has his first 2 points of the game.
If I was a Bobcat coach, right now I'd be looking at the officials and saying every time they drive, they love to take that free hand and give a little clear out with the free hand. Corey Neyland's giving me the basketball look up here in the booth. Come on, Corey. It's the old, hey, get out of my way. It's like opening up the Red Sea. I'll shove you out of the way if you're not going to get out of my way.
It's got to be egregious to be called 3-point play converted. And that wasn't egregious. Yeah, you can put that out there, Mark, but sometimes it's just put it out there. It's just a feeler. It's like when you need a job, I'm going to float that out there, put my name out. And there's a reach and foul to make it up on Brian Smith. 18 foul, so that'll send Christopher Williams to the line. 5'11" sophomore, St. Joseph Regional High School. Spent some time previously at Northern Oklahoma College. 28-24, good football score.
Fun basketball game. It really is. It's back and forth. It's up and down. There's not a lot of whistles being blown. Some very creative shots and some very fundamental basketball play. So it's a beautiful mixture of what should be, what could be, and what will be.
Williams on 2. 30-24. So we've got Gardner, who averages 12 points a game, 4th in steals in conference, loses the ball. Now double team. Garcia's there to save him. No, Walton, 2 for 2 on 3s. Bank is always open. 30-27, and now it's a 3-point lead for the Bobcats. And we got extracurriculars underneath on Garcia.
So somebody got a tee.
That's Avery Garcia who gets the technical.
Okay.
So 7:28 first half. Bobcats have been in the lead throughout. A couple ties at 2-2 and 4-4. 3 straight free throws for Williams.
And again, I'm going to emphasize it now. The team that shoots the best free throws will win the championship. Corey goes, wait a minute, you picked Fullerton College. Have you ever watched them shoot free throws?
Way to go out on a limb.
You like that, right? See?
And season Saddleback shoots 68%. And Chaffey shoots 66%.
Corey Neyland numbers.
Now see, there you go, lying on people again. 31-27 to score. Bobcats with a 4-point lead. Chaffey rotates 10 to 11 players. Their whole bench sees time on the floor. Bickle steps out this time. He's the first player in double figures tonight with 10. And there's a foul underneath, reach in by Malachi on the arm. Going back to Michael Bickle, Mark, season high in assists was 8, and that was, well, we were here, what is that, Saturday?
Yes.
We were here on Saturday calling that. But shooting-wise, he's really found his rhythm late in this season as Cam Gardner, the lefty, makes his second free throw in a row. He's got 4 points. Amaj Morrison checks into the ball game. Out goes Dason Payne and Jonathan Markham. Kawan Thomas joins Morrison in the ball game. In and out, stays out. So 34-28. 6:45 first half. Good crowd here at Saddleback, the Bobcat Gym, and they're trickling in. Bickle, again, one more time, Mark. If you're not going to stop me, I'm going to keep going. Richardson says, I'm going to try to clean you up. He does not. Thomas corrals the loose ball. There's a rip. Pickpocket. Rockman 2-on-1. Bickle with the 2. Walton misses the 3. Rebound. Last touch by Chaffey. And they're going to say, or Richner. They say last touch by Richner, as he stepped on the line when he touched it.
What I love was that last layup on the fast break there, Corey. Just fundamentally sound. Don't do anything fancy. Score the basket.
Foul underneath. Good entry pass by Gardner. No angle, but again, Thomas was or is 6'8".
Well, and what you like what he does too, Corey, he doesn't put the ball on the ground and dribble it 2 or 3 times. He attacks the basket. He doesn't let the little guys get down there in the mud and say, oh, I'll strip it away from you.
The honorable mention all conference misses the first free throw. Victor Valley High School might be going there this weekend. And the second free throw is long as well.
Going back to get your diploma at the high school? Is that what you're doing?
Breakfast. Williams got to be careful with Gardner. 1 steal a game. Williams corner. Too much dribbling and unproductive offensive set.
And this is part of the half where you're feeling really good of your Saddleback. Ready to crow at the moon. And then 5 minutes go by and you find out you're down by 2. Can't let this game get away now.
Oh. That was just nice by Cam Gardner. All he did, nobody stops, and Kawan Thomas was there just waiting.
And Corey, I've seen too many of these games where it looks like a team's in top and then the other team just says, excuse me. And at halftime, you're down by 1.
36-30, 5 minutes. First half of play. High post is Bickle. Bickle all the way. One more time. Shot it long. Thomas changed the trajectory. Richner. Patience is a virtue. And patience is a 3-point bucket and a 9-point lead with 4:50 to play in the first half. This is Bobcat basketball for the 3C 2A playoffs. Basketball playoffs on SportsNetUSA.net.
And Corey, I actually think wasn't because I was talking about it, but I think the coach thinks the same thing. Boy, we have played such a terrific first half. We're not running away from anybody. But at the same time, what happens? We let them creep and get a little closer, and now they get hot. We go in at halftime. We should be up by 9. We're up by 3. And if you're the Bobcats, you can't let the Panthers walk off the first half thinking Hey, we lost that first half, but we're only down by 3 points. Because the Bobcats, I think the Bobcats, and I haven't seen them as often as you have, Corey, but I think, and I just, for a second I thought I lost sound. I think, honestly, that this is one of the better games that Saddleback has played this year.
First half, they're getting back to how they played in the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, they were, again, I thought they were a team to be reckoned with, and they are a team to be reckoned with because they made the playoffs, and they can beat some teams. They beat West LA earlier this season. They coming back out of the timeout. Chaffey with possession. Gardner and Thomas. Morrison. Thomas keeps his dribble down low. A no-look pass this time. The reverse is missed by Kawan. Big break for the Bobcats, and they're going to try to get to another double-digit lead if they can. Rockman. Richner. All the way. Leaves it for Ayers, and he puts it up and puts it down. The unselfishness of this team with an 11-point lead in this game is what you want to see in the first half of a playoff game. In the corner is Morrison. Calmly hits the three. .345 in the first half. At halftime, we'll discuss what we... Here's Williams, another three. He's 0 for 2 today. We'll discuss other scores in the first round. We'll discuss our pre-OEC picks. Gardner in and out. Rush 3 with 3:22 left. And then what was the OEC picks in the players and all conference. Don't forget, 7 o'clock. You have 2 games to watch on SportsNetUSA.net. The end of this one, East LA, and then the start of the women at 7:30. So you watchers have a busy evening ahead of you. 3 minutes to play, 41-33. Their biggest lead has been 11. Williams with the left. There you go, Christopher. Into the ball game for the first time is Logan Jarazik. And I know I messed that up, so he's Logan from now on.
LJ.
There we go. Walton hit a three from there earlier, not this time. Could have been a loose ball foul on Malachi Ayers. Refs let it go. There's a hold by Gardner. Williams, a crafty player. 10th team foul, so he gets 2.
But Corey, there's no reason for that foul to happen. You've got somebody that's half court line. You go around them. You look like you're their buddy. You're going to dry the sweat off their back. Why touch them? They're not going to shoot from out there.
No, but you average almost 4 steals a game. Yeah, that's almost worth it. Okay, maybe not 4. He only averages 1.
I was getting ready to say, okay, I understand.
But still, that's only his second personal foul. Williams misses 1, makes 1. Dason Payne will. Cameron Gardner makes up for that foul. No. Rebound Richner. So Richner, Williams, Simon back in, Rockman, and Ayers. Williams open all the way. Might as well. No good. Here's LJ. Skip pass over to Payne. Dason spells his name D-E-I-S-Y-N. Pull up. smooth. 44-35. Simon, who's a very good player out there, he's a transfer from Chapman High School and turns the ball, Chapman College, and turns it over. I guess it's Chapman University now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can call it Chapman College.
I think Chapman's a Panther also.
Yes.
There we go. Another Panther takes a three. No good. Rebound, loose ball, foul. Jonathan Markham over the back. Markham out of Eastvale will send Malachi to the line. He's got 2, 5, 6, 8, 10 points. 44-35, 112 to play in the first half. Good crowd at Bobcat Gym.
And when you like what Saddleback is doing, Corey, they have maintained that 9-2 double-digit lead in this game as they miss that free throw. Where every time the Panthers look like they're making a move, Saddleback comes back to go back to 9 or 11. It's like paying off a bill. Just when you think you've got it down to zero, you have a $400 debt that shows up.
Ayers misses both free throws. So averaging 8 points. He's over his average with 10, 5.5 rebounds a game. He's got 4. Payne thinks he's feeling it, no good, and he picks up his second personal or third personal. I think it's his third personal. Okay, officially it's his second personal. I gave him one too many. As Dylan Gomez. No, not Dylan Gomez. That's Jack Monterek out of San Juan Hills checks in for Malachi.
So you got a big man next to you. You decide not to let him get in the air. What do? You grab his wrist. Now, in my day, I used to grab the tail of their shirt.
No, you would have just low bridged him.
Well, that's true, too. He'd be on the bench right now. Staring at me. I'd be going, what? What?
Williams down low. Oh, Rockman, Jaden, you got to put that up sooner, but I'm glad you converted. You guys to go straight up on that. He's got 7, 46-35. 4-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Shot clock is at 15. Gardner has it till 10. He's with it at 5. With 2. Too late. With 1. They're not going to get a shot off. Excellent defense for nonchalant offense. Mark, you got to get a shot off. 3.9 remaining in the half.
I'm going to vote for your second statement because you were watching the clock, and I could hear it in your voice. Why are you standing there? Move.
And you should have seen the coaching staff for Chaffey on that. Every last one of them wanted to get on the floor. Williams with 3, with 2, with 1, with none. Got to make that. But he doesn't. And Saddleback stays with a 11-point lead at the half. It's 46-35. This is Babcock. Bobcat. 3C2A playoff basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.
You know, you look around on the men's side, Corey. I only printed out the southern section since that's what we were doing. Palomar takes on Bakersfield tonight. Riverside takes on Southwestern. Saddleback and Chaffey here. East LA takes on Santa Ana. Allen Hancock takes on Cypress. San Bernardino Valley takes on Canyons. Mount San Jacinto takes on Antelope Valley. And Moore Park takes on Irvine Valley. Feels like everybody from the Orange Empire Conference made the playoffs because Fullerton has a bye along the way, and Santiago Canyon has a bye along the way. So was the OEC as a conference, because I know you watch all these different groups all the time, was the OEC that much better here in the South than everybody else?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the toughest conference in the state. They play the toughest schedule, not just conference, but Coach Oliver was telling me again, telling us again that preseason, those games that they played, and plus the conference, you see they got a 12 seed, Mark. They were 14-14. They finished 5-9 in conference. But that tough preseason schedule where they played in the Fullerton tournament, they played in the San Diego tournament, they played those tournaments against the top tier teams, gets them ready for this. And that's what everybody did, really except for Santa Ana. Santa Ana did not, yet their preseason allowed them to carry on into conference play and to make the playoffs because they got that confidence going into the conference season and allowed them to play well and make the playoffs.
So does that give an advantage to maybe a Fullerton or maybe a Santiago Canyon because they've played these OEC teams, and the way it looks right now, if it were to end tonight, Saddleback would move on over Chaffey, and then Santa Ana, we see what they would do if they could beat East LA. I don't think they're going to beat East LA. I think East LA is a pretty good basketball team.
East LA is a surprising team, and they've got a chance to make it far. They've got a guard who's really shown out late in the season. They've got a big man who can play with anybody. Santa Ana, their three-guard attack is as good as anyone in the state. It's going to be an outstanding game, and it's one of those where you want to tune in at 7 o'clock as well, while this one you want to stay here. Open up two screens. I think you can do that on these computers nowadays. You can keep one up and open up another and turn the volume down, listen to one, listen to the other. I think they can do this, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's going to be an outstanding game. So we're going to check one thing here as scores.
Yeah, that's the next thing I wondered if who's playing at our time right now that we could mention. I'm glad Coach Al Hadif's team's in there. We've had the pleasure of doing Cypress College for so many years. Miss not being there, doing the men and women, because of a relationship with Coach B and Coach Al Hadif over there. But I'm glad to see that Cypress is in the playoffs because of him and because of her.
Yeah, and they're at Allen Hancock, and it's a game that they can win. It's going to be a good matchup. Right now, they just started. It's 8-6 Cypress, and the scores are probably 5, maybe 10 minutes behind. So you never, well, yeah, we know they're about 5 to 10 minutes behind, but they just started in the first half. Up north, no, we're going to stay down here. Riverside, another OEC team, hosts Southwestern. Mm-hmm. They play at 7. There's no other action right now on the men's side of the ledger, just these two games as we sit at half with Saddleback an 11-point lead. And on the women's side, I might as well check the scores on there because we got a women's game coming up at 7:30.
Yeah, they're up early.
Okay, as Talia McPherson was the SoCal Player of the Year that she was voted on. And let's see, the women, we've got scores.
Let's go.
Alomar, no problem with Pasadena, 61-35 in the fourth quarter. Here's a surprise. Fullerton, 44. At Santa Barbara, 31.
Is that done?
2:35 to play in the third quarter. It's interesting. Fullerton's women's team does this. They haven't really been able to hold those leads in the fourth quarter once they got them. Let's see what Dan Desmond does with his squad. Let's see. No other scores are populating right now, so it's a light work at 5 and 5:30. And you picked up a paper. Where'd you want to go next?
No, I was looking at that. Let's go to because you were talking to me about some of the people that made the All-State team, because I called you like 3 or 4 times and said, where do I find this? I'm looking for this. I got the women. I'm looking at what they got going on. And I didn't see where and who might have made the men's team for All-State.
Oh, okay. I don't even really care about the All-State team right now. I mean, if we were doing more games and other, I really kept with the OEC team, Mark.
Okay.
Because Saddleback is part of the OEC.
Go ahead.
The IEAC, where Chaffey is from, we'll mention that Cameron Gardner was an all-conference performer 3 times. He had 20-plus points, 6 times 8-plus assists. Avery Garcia, 19 times in double figures, 2 times double-digit assists. Colin Ingram, season-high 11 rebounds, game-winning lob against Victor Valley, was all-conference. And Kawan Thomas was an honorable mention. So that's for Chaffey. For Saddleback, they only had 1. That's Charlie Stallings.
Yeah, and
so.
he really is their best player.
Yeah, deservedly so. Mark Richner, he was an honorable mention.
I like the way Mark plays.
Yeah, for all conference. And it's funny because almost everybody makes an all-conference team because there's so many players, and teams from the top 3, maybe 4, is predominantly the all-conference team. So we did it a little bit different at sportsnetusa.net. We got everybody in here to make an all-conference team.
So why don't you give them your white cake with chocolate icing on top?
So I missed out on Paris Lassiter. I had him from Santiago Canyon on there. He was only honorable mention. Chris Obiajulu from Orange Coast, who we saw on Saturday.
I like him. I like him as a player.
He got no votes. He didn't make any team, not even honorable mention. Mark Richner was honorable mention. And P.J. Pounds, who I had on the all-conference team, was honorable mention. The rest, we had everybody. Charlie Stallings, Jacob DeArmas, and Ryan Weber from Santiago Canyon. We had Yoda Aki as the MVP of the conference, which he was. Braden Smith, Trey Thompson, Donovan Pitts we had on all conference, was the defensive player of the year. Jakari Miles, Fullerton Heavy, and there was more.
Yeah.
Michael Wright, who out of Cyprus, who made all conference. We had Jack Rivera and Zach Moritz making it. They did. And this is first, second, third teams. Christian Jimenez, Aaron DeSantiago, and Cameron Swiss from Sacramento, Santa Ana.
I was going to say Sacramento. Wait a minute.
From Santa Ana made the all-conference. We have that. Colin Murphy with RCC, Offensive Player of the Year. Matt Mowers, Ahmad Alhamori at IVC. And then they had a whole bunch of other people making the all-conference team. And Tylen Williams, Jabari Harris, MJ Smith for Fullerton, Dominic Bolton, Jody I, and Kayvon Ray. So from RCC, we didn't have that many, but again, we were close. Yeah, we get an A.
I'm gonna give you a little lolly drop here too, a lolly drop pop. I know Coach of the Year always goes to the guy who usually wins conference. But when you look at all the teams out here, Corey, is there a coach who should get a lot of love from the OEC who may not necessarily be Perry Webster?
All of them.
So you're going to do you're going to give a group trophy.
No, I just say all the coaches get love.
The coaches. Well, I'm talking about somebody who you look at because you're that basketball guy that you would say, Mark, this person has done an outstanding job this season coaching his team.
Yes, they have.
All right. Well, there's the answer I'm not going to get, but that's the answer he's going to give me because that's what he really believes, that all of them did that. And I'm going to throw in my 2 cents about this. Remember, every time you look at coaches, men or women, they are educators. These are student athletes. They are mentors. They're the ones that talk to them about their problems. They're the ones that says, you need to go and take Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so or Ms. So-and-so's class. But I don't like her. Well, I don't care. You have to pass that class. And this is how you're going to do it. I'll be there with you step by step. I was talking to the Saddleback team before, and I looked at them and I said, guys, championships are great at this level, But I'd like to find out 5 or 10 years from now, if I'm still here, that you were living the dream, because that's what it's all about. And that's what these coaches do. So next time you walk into an athletic facility, don't just look at coaches. I'm not talking about the big kids on the big block. I'm talking about the coaches at this level. They're not making those $10 million. I don't do much contracts. These are educators, and give them some love next time, especially if you've got a student that's on that team. You can tell the story about what that coach did for him here on Sportsnet, USA.net. I mean, I love the student athletes. I really do. And because of Ed Ford, we have had the chance to interact with a lot of them, Corey. You name the sport, we've been there here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And at the half, we sit a few more minutes before we get back to the action. 46-35, the Bobcats have it. Saddleback only average, well, not only, they average 75 points a game, so they're on pace to get their average. Chaffey, and this is a good job Saddleback is doing on defense, averages 81. They're sitting at 35 now. Both teams shoot about 43% in that first half. Saddleback shot 50. Chaffey shot 48 from the three-point line. Saddleback was 2 better, 5 of 11. Chaffey was 3 of 11. Free throws, neither one of them can shoot them. 4 of 8 for Chaffey. They got to do better to get back into the ball game.
Agreed.
If they want to play in the second half. Saddleback, 7 of 12. They got to do better if they want to keep this lead and extend it.
Agreed.
From the line. 9 turnovers for Chaffey in the first half, 5 for Saddleback. Keep 14 points off turnovers for the Bobcats. Saddleback offensively on the offensive boards. That's really when they've been doing their damage. 21 total rebounds, 6 offensive. Second chance points, 8, and they got an 11-point lead. Can't shoot free throws, but you can get back on the boards. Their bench is playing well. We talked about it earlier. You said that their bench is really going to have to come to play, and that was the X factor. They have been the X factors. 22 points in the paint for Saddleback, only and 10 for Chaffey. Neither team really settling.
No, I've looked at this as being a really wide open game. You know, I think some of the plays that they've had have been wonderful. I think both the teams, the young players have realized, Corey, which I know you like, and I like it watching it because you've taught this to me. Come down the court, you've got your head up, look for that person that's open. If you're there, cut without the basketball. I think both of these teams have done that well tonight against each other when they've had easy twos. And defensively, they have seen that open pass coming and jumped up to cut it off. I mean, the big number for me, assist to turnover ratios, 14 points on turnovers. That's what wins a ball game for you. And if Saddleback can continue to play that way in the second half, they will move on in the playoffs.
Dason Payne leads the way in scoring for Chaffey with 8 points. Ingram and Walton have 6 apiece. For Saddleback, Michael Bickle, 14 big points off the bench. Malachi Ayers, he started tonight's game, 10 points and 4 rebounds. Jaden Rockman, 7 points, 7 rebounds, Mark, for the starter.
That's nice.
Christopher Williams and Jacob Simon, 6 points apiece. Mark Richner hit a 3. And you know who hasn't scored and only taken 1 shot? Charlie Stallings.
That's the guy. And I mean, when the guy hasn't done it, that's a team win in this first half.
So as we get ready for the second 20 in the opening round at Bobcat Gym of the 3C2A playoffs on SportsNetUSA.net. You know, Mark?
I do know, Mark.
Got to do something about these allergies.
Yeah, I think we should have a giant air filter up here. That'll be my suggestion to Saddleback as you reconvert this gym. We want a clean room for broadcasting.
Oh, no, I'm going to invent headphones that are actually air purifiers as well. Garcia with the ball. Gardner now on that left side wing. Ingram on the baseline. Thomas down low. And Payne rounds out the 5 to get the start of the second half. And last touch by Rockman, tried to save by Stallings. So Stallings wearing number 10 in white for the Bobcats, along with Rockman 1, Richmond 11, Moon 0, and Ayers 2. Names for your Bobcats. Garcia, who's had a strong first half in the lane, scoops it up from 3. Shot at 1, taken away by Rockman. He coming the other way. Ayers leading the break. Corner, Richner takes the 3. Almost. Stallings there. Blocked from behind by Thomas. Almost a jump ball. Blocked again by Thomas. Stallings doesn't like it, but again, tried to force it. There's a steal by the Bobcats. And that's a tough call on Mark Richner because he took it away from Ingram cleanly. And they're going to say Johnny swept the leg, Mark.
Wax on, wax off.
19-10, 50 seconds gone by. So the first 50 seconds pretty much starting like the first 6 minutes. Up and down, nothing to show.
Yeah, but I think, Corey, this is going to set the tone because I think this is what you've got to do. If you're the Panthers, you've got to play this way. You've got to get even and convince the Bobcats that they can't keep an 11-point lead.
Yeah, well, they can't. The lead's down to 9 now. Here is Ayers. Stallings up the high post. He's got the quickness and a dunk over Thomas. Oh. Get up, young man. And here's that out of here. Here's Rockman the other way. Moon turns it over. 38-37. Here's Gardner the other way. Blocked again by Malachi. Malachi calling for it. A little bit too late from Moon. Elbow J. That'll work as well. And there's a timeout taken by Chaffey. And the Bobcats have everybody off their feet now with a 50-37 lead.
Malachi. Talked about him earlier, Corey. I mean, this is a young man that if Saddleback moves on will do some things that you'll, out of the blue, you just talked about it, that to watch him twice out there, you see his physical prowess as a basketball player, and you want to say, you know what, if I could get 25 minutes of that on the floor, nobody's touching us here at Saddleback College.
He's impressive. I mean, both those blocks coming down. Again, Kawan Thomas on the opposite end blocks Charlie Stallings twice. Good block. Stallings wanted a foul. They keep it up. Stallings comes back down and thunders home a left-handed dunk from the left side, and we weren't expecting that. That was one of those where, okay, I had something bad to eat, and it's just a burp. No, it was thunderous. And then Malachi Ayers, 2 blocks on the defensive side, and what would have been fantastic if David Moon would have saw him calling for the ball, running down, filling the lane, that would have been an emphatic dunk. But David Moon says, I messed up, I missed it, let me help you out. I'm going to drain this elbow jumper and increase our lead to 13 on SportsNetUSA.net.
And it brought everybody, besides Corey Neyland, off his seat. Everybody in the grandstands just went, and this is what you're looking at in playoff basketball. The teams that nobody thinks should be there, the teams that nobody thinks are going to win anything, it's a game like this that creates that mindset. Hey, you know, I can do this. You know, we could win this. We have a chance, don't we? And you've got players on this Saddleback team that are that talented. Panthers need to find an answer. Saddleback is feeling it.
Let's see what Coach Villacazzi has for his squad coming back on the floor with Garcia, Thomas, Payne, Gardner, and Ingram. He's taken over for longtime coach Jeff Klein of over 500 years for Chaffey.
Over 500 years?
500 years, 500 wins. It seemed like 500 years. That's how old we are.
Oh,
but
man.
we used to see him all the time over at the Fullerton College Classic, and just a nice guy.
He liked talking basketball. That's what I liked about him.
2016 Final Four. Garcia has it. Backdoor's cut by Ingram. He misses, rushed it. Thought Ayers was coming one more time. They don't have numbers. Rockman keeps the ball alive. Stallings for two. Charlie with 4 points early in the second half, and they increased it to their biggest lead of the game of 15. Panthers. Deep three. Payne left it short. Jaden can do everything on the floor. 6'2", sophomore guard from Sherwood, Arkansas. Sylvan Hills, backdoor cut. Stallings working on Thomas one more time with the left. No. But good look by Charlie. Good footwork by Moon. Thomas going to work down low. He's got 4. Jaden all alone. Good recovery by Gardner. Stallings steps out. Back rimmed it. Down low, stolen by Moon. Coming the other way. He has numbers, 4 on 2. Good transition defense. Moon pulls up, and that's his shot. David Moon says, I'm going to take it back to 1993. 54-39, pull up from 8. Payne in the lane, got off his spot with the lefty. Good, look good. No good, and there's a hold by Kawan Thomas. Looked like he was frisking him out the door.
And again, what it looked like is when you make s'mores, you like to take those 5 marshmallows, put them in the middle on the graham cracker, and then squish it. You saw the 5 jerseys immediately close in on the black and red of the Panthers.
Trouble in the backcourt. 5 to get it over, they do. So they set with the double high post. They're rolling down at the free throw line, working against Markham. And Stallings just having his way underneath in his first 4 minutes and 16 seconds of the second half. They have a concerted effort to get him involved in the scoring mark. 27 of the 28 games he's played, he's been in double figures. His high this season has been 31. Down low one more time. Left it short. And Dason Payne finishes. He's got 8. Jacob Simon will check in at the dead ball. David Moon was feeling it. That one was unfortunate because he knew he was coming out, so he decided to take the shot. Not a good shot, even though he made the last 2 from about that way. This time he had a hand in his face.
And give it to the Panthers for the simple reason that Saddleback looked like, after a couple beautiful defensive plays, a nice offensive score off the defense, that they were going to open up, and now the Panthers are slowly crawling back.
Reach in on Brian Smith. That's the third team foul, second personal foul. As you see the women getting ready, walking across the floor. In the backcourt, Christopher Williams now in the ball game. Rockman, Stalling, Richner, and Simon also on the floor for the Bobcats. That single high, they're looking for that backdoor cut. They don't get it. Stallings working on Markham. He gets it on the box. And he says, I've been in the weight room. Watch me do my thing. He's got 6, all in the second half, looking for 7.
And this is what the player for a team is supposed to do. We're in front. I haven't really played my game. I played solid defense. I haven't gotten many at the board. Now I've got to turn up the heat because I can't allow the opponents to come back and take us in the second half.
He's got 7 points. And now they have their biggest lead of 16 at 57-41. Dason Payne trying to keep him in the game, but misses from 18. Double dribble, lack of concentration right there by Christopher Williams.
I think he smelled the popcorn.
Score update at Allen Hancock, 18 of 15 now in favor of Allen Hancock over Cypress. And there's a deep 3 by Gardner. Missed it wildly. And Christopher Williams coming the other way. Leaves it for Simon. Transition 3, no. Looked a little bit like Jeff Fryer in 1990 from Loyola Marymount, pulling up in transition 3s. Nice little scoop pass underneath to Walton. He's got 8. And a timeout taken by the Chaffey Panthers with 13:47 to play in the game. It is Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.
So, Mr. Neyland, because you played the game, one of the things that's always bothered me in basketball, teams are going up and down. They're playing frenetic pace. They get the lead. That's what got them there. Then they get up by 15. It's the second half. The clock is going tick, 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 tick. Gets down to about 12 minutes, and everybody decides, let's take our time. That is not what got you there.
But that is what's got them there in this ball game. In this ball game, they've been using the lanes and the alleyways in that first half that was being given to them. In this second half, that really hasn't been given it to them, but they haven't paused on the momentum. They haven't taken the air out. They're simply working in Charlie Stallings, who gets a different presence on the floor, so they're working through him. But if you see, they're still getting the transition buckets, they're still getting the open 3s, and they're still setting those picks and movement without the ball. Now, when you see him go to a 4 corners, then got some issues.
Well, I was going to say you need to talk a lot because I won't be moving the camera then. Sorry, Ed. They go to 4 corners. I'm just opening it up as far as I can and hope the whole court's there.
Rockman, Richner, Williams, Ayers, and Simon on the floor. Bobcats possession. Williams all the way. Forces no good, but he gets bailed out with a foul. And he'll head back to the line. He's 4 of 6 from the line today. Make it 5 for 7.
Five team fouls on the Panthers already, and your Bobcats only have 1. Huge in the second half.
And what that tells you is they are not settling and taking the air out of the ball. They're still being aggressive. And there's a reach-in foul on Williams. Williams, 4th in assist in the OEC at 2.9 a game, so we give him 3. And that's good enough for 4 assists. Malachi Ayers averages a block and a steal each game. He's got 2 blocks and the 2 steals tonight. Garcia in the corner is Smith. Ingram, there's Smith there, the left side. Right side corner is Walton. In the block is Ingram. No good, one more time. And again, that's a frustration call or play right there by Ingram as he misses the easy chippy. Alley and a oop is good. So pretty lob pass. Wasn't expecting it. 61-43. Ingram counters. Got lost in the key. And it's 61-45. Williams keeping the dribble alive. Has it poked away by Gardner. Regains possession. Got to get out the key. Ayers, spin, turn, no, re. The other way is Garcia. Head of the pack is Payne. And lays it up. Dayson now with 10 points. Now, Mark, here's the difference what Saddleback has done in the last couple possessions is they haven't taken the air out, but they've been lackadaisical with the ball. Mark Richner says, let's be not lackadaisical, and he hits the three. 64-47. This is 3C2A basketball playoff, Saddleback Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.
So, Corey, you just brought it up because you were talking about them being a little lackadaisical, and maybe that's what I saw. I think it's the foot coming off the gas, but when you say lackadaisical, in what way are they lackadaisical?
A lot of dribbling with the ball, not really having strong possessions with the ball, a lot of tipped passes, pokeaways with it, and just blah.
So they don't have a clear vision? Is that it? Or
they've got a clear vision. They've just taken a little time off in the last couple of possessions and lost a little bit of focus.
Okay.
But they're getting it back now. They're still up for 64-47. They still got the lead with 11:59 to play. And this is a squad that you've been waiting for because you felt good early in the season and you're going to feel good now. The winner of this ball game goes down to San Diego and plays San Diego City College on Saturday. Last year in the first round, Saddleback made the playoffs, but they lost to Cerritos. Michael Bickle, in last year's first round loss, scored 11 points and had 2 assists this year. He's got 14 points and counting all in the first half. Avery Garcia misses from 8. This Saddleback defense is playing much better than you realize as Bickle skip past to Richner. In the lane against Smith. Strong to the hoop for his 8th point. Give and go, Garcia, hold. Official says on the ground. Kevin Smith says baseline. Ross Charles and Matt Ariano round out the officiating crew for tonight's game. Samaj Morrison checks in for Dayson Payne.
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job on the floor because, again, when you don't really know who the officials are, they're calling a heck of a game.
5 team fouls for Chaffey, 3 team fouls for Saddleback, and there's Garcia. Kick out to Walton, short with an air ball. Here's Moon the other way. Keep it, leave it, bucket. Simon now in double figures with 10. And Mark, it's a 19-point lead. Under 11 to play. Poked away, Ingram underneath, picking up the candy. He's got 8. Now here's where you want to get a good shot and be patient. $19-point lead, Ayers with it, Richner with 12. Plenty of time on the shot. Better defense by Garcia, stolen by Morrison. Smith on that left side, left block to Ingram. Been making a living the last 3 possessions. And he's got 10 points, unofficially. Baseline, Smith, no, Simon The athleticism by Jacob through the air keeps that lead at 19. The blow-by Smith blocked into it. I'm going to say goaltending. So the basket interference. So goaltending, count the bucket, 70-53. Good blow-by Brian Smith. Gozi Ajike checks in wearing 20 in black for the Panthers. Morrison in the backcourt with him and Brian Smith. At half court is Cameron Gardner. Kawan Thomas is down low on the Bobcat side of the floor. Down low, Stallings, Simon, blocked, and out of here is Thomas. You got to go up stronger than that, Mr. Simon. Elbow jumper, no good. Loose ball foul on Charlie Stallings. Had the left arm of Thomas. That's his third personal foul. And Mark, we've seen Jacob Simon go up strong on Saturday when we saw him against OCC here on 2 possessions ago. This time he goes up a little softer. Thomas says, let me get my third block of the game.
Yeah, and this is the stage again where you're up by 17, but do you have the feeling that the Panthers feel like they're back in the game? And if you're a Panther fan, you got 9 minutes to go.
High arcing in the lane does not drop. Great defense by Jacob. Jaden hands off to Moon. Back to Rockman, back to David. That's his shot if he wants it. Bounce low in the interior to Rockman. There's 5 seconds, 3 seconds. No call. Now they get it. Coach Jeff Oliver not happy with that possession, Mark. Rockman was in there for 3. Simon was in there for 5. Ayers was in there for 6.
And Corey, you on more than one occasion, you actually thought somebody was going to take a shot. They didn't. They kicked it back out. It was almost like, we're down by 2. I don't want to take that shot. Now's the stage of the game. You've got to keep playing the way you have played. I know it's easier said than done. We've all been there.
Down low, Thomas fouled on the put-up. No call, no whistle. Way to play through if you're Kawan Thomas. Ayers leaves it. Rockman, Bickle. Reset the offense. Got away with a carry. Free throw line, no. Ayers, yes. In and out, stays out. Second chance, Michael Bickle down low. Rockman for 2. 72-55. 8:24 left. This first round of the 3C2A playoffs. Cam Gardner just smooth, but it hasn't been his night. He's got to the rim multiple occasions, just hasn't been able to convert. He's only got 4 points. 1 basket and 2 free throws. Backdoor, Bickle saw Simon, didn't connect.
And once again, I'm going to go back to what you stated in the first half. You were talking about how they had played so well rebounding. You watch the Panthers. The Panthers are not getting multiple shots like the Bobcats are. The Bobcats will miss. It'll be another Bobcat with a rebound. The Panthers are one and done. So give it to the Bobcats for, on the defensive end, cleaning the boards.
Deep 3 by Morrison. Oh.
I think he should get 5 points for that one.
Deep 3, 72-58. But again, a good call design. Almost like an elevator coming up. And Rechner blocking foul on Morrison, who just hit that 3. And if you're Morrison, you got to realize my man Thomas has got 3. Actually, no, they get Kawan Thomas with the foul. So Richner, honorable mention OEC, 6'3", San Juan Hills High School product. 2-way player of the year when he was there, misses, won a CIF title. And we were talking about this on Saturday. He's got a seal of biliteracy.
Mm-hmm.
Which?
Go ahead. Because I was talking about that. We were talking in. That means you can read, write, and speak a different language.
Yeah, you matriculated in 2 languages, or multiple languages, we should say. And so that's more important.
In all aspects of it.
Yeah, in all aspects, because I can barely matriculate in this. 72-58, 7:34 to play. His 51 threes leads the team. So there was a foul on the play and sending Malachi Ayers to the line. Spartanburg product. Season high 3 blocks this season. A redundant statement. So season high is 3 blocks. Today he's got 3 blocks.
It's like putting more salt on French fries. They're already salty, but you salt them anyway.
One free throw made, 2 free throws made. 74-58, 7:31 to play. Misses underneath. Again, just the rim has been unkind, Mark. And that's to Chaffey. 74-58, loose ball up top Ingram. You got to be aggressive now. Simon traveled.
But as much as the rim's been stingy, it has been Saddleback that has said, okay, well, you're going to throw these up. We'll go and get the rebound. You haven't seen those multiple shots from Chaffey. And if the Panthers are going to throw those up, Corey, they've got to get the shots, and they have to discontinue the turnovers.
Yes. And here's Williams, Jaden, Stallings, working against Payne. He's got the height advantage, triple team. Rockman cross-court pass. Simon open 3, corner no good. Garcia coming the other way. Morrison leading the pack. He's going to step back for a 3. Hit the last one. Getting his rhythm. Kicks out to Payne. Payne, the smooth lefty, working on Stallings with 3 fouls, and smooth it is. He's got 12.
19-14 now. Lots of time left.
Williams working. Rockman down low. Stallings underneath away from Ingram. 10 on 10. Misses with the left. 5:45. Gardner accelerates. No. Here's Richner. Body checked by Garcia. He's going to head to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. So he heads back to the line, averaged 10 points this season. 10 and a half, if you will. 36% from 3, 75% from the line.
So if he hits these 2, that's their season average, right? 76? Saddleback?
75.
75, okay.
So far, they're holding Chaffey to 20 under their average.
That wasn't close. That looked like me at the free throw line.
That wasn't even as bad as you at the free throw line. Now, I don't know what that was. And he makes the second. That was the weirdest free throw I may have ever seen. 76-60. Young man plays hard. Right future ahead of him, and there's a foul underneath. Ayers and Ingram getting into it. And that's been simmering for a while. Earlier this half, there was a sequence that they got into it. And the officials trying to decide what to do. Are you going to give both of them tees? You're going to give one a tee? And that's just frustration by Colin Ingram.
So the referees are going to talk about it. They send everybody to the bench and say, hey, let us decipher what we're going to do. Are we getting camera time? Let's just pretend we're talking about what's going on here on sportsnetusa.net. The old guy up to the camera guy, okay, we're done. You need to get up. He sat down. Let's get up. Referees.
So they get a technical foul on Malachi.
I'm telling you, I don't like the way this second half's going. This is a Corey Neyland overtime game.
Colin Ingram, one more point to try to make that happen for the Chaffey Panthers. 11 and 12 points this evening. For the season, he averages 11. So
Plus,
that is average.
They keep the ball, Corey. So it's a 4-point play possible. Now it's 76 to 62. 5 minutes to go. A lot of shrinkage going on in this game.
Here's Morrison on that wing on the left side. Now he's at the elbow, step back. And Samaj Morrison has been a key plug in this second half. He's got 7 points this half. Double teamed up top against Williams, bumped by Walton. 5:15 to play, 5:13 to be exact. 12-point lead for the Bobcats. Here is where they need to shoot 90% from the free throw line for the remaining 5:13. There's 9 team fouls on the Panthers, 5 for the Bobcats. Christopher on the season shoots 72%. 9 points a game, 3 rebounds. Or excuse me, 3 assists, couple rebounds. Crafty player. Makes one, misses one. Last touch by Ingram. So it's 77 to 64, not 75 to 64 as the scoreboard said on your screen. I do apologize for that. On the inbound to Richner. So 13-point lead for Saddleback. Winner goes to San Diego, plays San Diego City. Down low, poked away. Richner has it one more time off the backboard. And it's 79 to 64, back to 15. 450. Jason Payne working against Williams to Walton. Walton to Morrison, who has it made 3 in the last 2. Steps back, wants another 3, doesn't get it. Stallings to Williams. 3 to get across, 2 they do. Fancy dribbling. Myers, Stallings, more fancy behind the back. Worked into the body of Thomas. And Thomas commits his 4th personal foul. What was special about that play, Mark, is he got blocked twice earlier this half. This time he goes into the body and makes sure he doesn't get blocked. If he does, he's going to get fouled. So as we said, 27 of 28 times he's played double figures. In, out. Unofficially, I have him with 5. Second free throw coming for the sophomore. Business major from Fallbrook. Missed them both. Step back, elbow, no good. Quick shot. Defense, you would say they didn't play any defense that time, but it was excellent defense as they kept Chaffey again out of the key. Williams, step back, Simon, big three, off. Rebound, Walton tied up with Stallings. Alternating possession arrow stays with Saddleback. Good hustle by Charlie. As you hear the velvety tones of Brad down there in the PA, 30 minutes in between games, and Charlie Stallings says, I got to get to 10, 81-64. I think he pointed up at you, Mark, and said, that's for you, 81-64. We're taking control. Rebound, no.
Yeah, I think the running bet was, how old is that guy? In his 80s. Well, let's shoot his age.
Stallings on the curl underneath, swatted out of there by Markham. .14 to shoot.
Back to 17 points again for your Bobcats.
And Mark, Allen Hancock has opened up an 11-point lead against Cypress. And Allen Hancock, there is a floor at a gym that I really, really like. I like that floor they got going on there. Stallings working against Markham. Left block, powers up and in. And again, Markham can't do anything with it because Stallings, it's not a chicken hook because he didn't hook. But remember that play you don't like with that forearm? That's what he got in there, strong. And now if he makes his free throws, he'll be in double figures.
He also, what he did, Corey, is he had the ball in his right hand. When he turns, he transfers it to his left hand, and his left hand makes the shot, which catches the defender off guard.
So no scores for the other games that are in action. It started at 6 as Garcia travels down the lane and makes the bucket and gets fouled by Williams. Mark, there's a foul just to call. I haven't blown my whistle in a while. Let me see if it still works. 84-66, 18 points, under 3 to play as LA Mission and Saddleback women will do battle 30 minutes after this. Cassidy Beach, all-conference player for Saddleback, first team all-conference. She also is third team state, all-state third team. Rockman, Simon, no foul. Technical foul on Jeff Oliver. With 2:48 to play. Dason Payne connects on the first. Solid offensive game for Payne. 13 points. 14 points unofficially, so that means 12. This is his 12th game of the season where he's in double figures.
Back down to 15.
84-69. Excuse me, folks at home. The scorekeeper is a little tardy. Walton, pull up from top. Line drive, crawls home. Got 5 to get across. Richmond does. Reach in, foul on Garcia. So there's 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this game.
So what you want to do right now is call up your local pizza place, order your pizza. You're going to pick it up for the women's game in about 45 minutes.
You know what these last 2 minutes and 25 seconds is? It's 3 o'clock on the 405 freeway. Misses the first one. Or it could be 3 o'clock on the 15 freeway. And you got 2 minutes and 25 seconds, meaning, like Mark said, it's going to take you 40 minutes to get where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Converts the second. 85-71. Payne, pull up, short. Thomas, back out to Ingram. And Chaffey uses their timeout. They've got 2 left with 2:11. It's a 30-second variety.
Guy misses a shot, you let them get the rebound, then you dish it to somebody breaking to the basket. Nobody steps in front of him, and you're only up by 12. This is a game that if you're a Saddleback fan, Corey, you feel like you're up by 35.
No, you don't.
You're not a Saddleback fan. I'm a Saddleback fan. You're up by 35. And you're thinking, wait a minute. We've been making basket after basket. What's the deal? This game should be over.
To quote one of your favorite actors, Mark, it's never over. Oh, for the worst impression you've ever heard. Nothing is over, Mark. There's still 2:11 left. Full court pressure. You got to get rid of it. There's a turnover. You see why. Tipped out of bounds by Bickle. I like Jeff Oliver. Don't hold the ball in the back court, Mark. Samaj Morrison checks in for Gozi Ejike. Ejike. Ingram's going to drive all the way, blocked by Richner, controlled by Richner. Stallings was there, reach in, foul on Payne. So you see both squads coming in here for LA Mission women and the Saddleback women. LA Mission's got an all-conference player as well. We're going to have to go down there. Hart Leasing. She made all-conference, 5'4" sophomore. And I believe a relative plays for Moore Park. And they made the playoffs on the women's side as well. Don't know if it's a sister or a cousin. The free throw is made. That we do know. It is 86-73. Both players all conference in the Leasing family. We're going to get the correct pronunciation a little bit later. Richner floating back, stays at 13. Payne in the base, not the baseline, excuse me, the elbow, and found that sweet spot, and it's 11. Almost, and is a turnover. Ingram down low and is down to 9. And there's 1:42 to play, and this is college basketball. For some reason, with 1:42 to play, this is Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net, the 3C2A playoffs. For some reason, teams cannot finish when it gets down. That full court pressure that's applied, on paper, there should be rules on what you do. In reality, well, that's another story.
It comes down to the old thing, give me the ball. And too many players don't, not blaming coaches. Coaches love to yell. I yell when we're setting up equipment with our classes. And nobody wants to be that person like Orion Osborne was, where he would get scolded and yelled at and try to be better. Give it to me. If we lose, we lose. Get mad at me. No player wants to be the one who makes the mistake. So you throw me the ball, I'm going to give it to Corey. And don't throw it back to me, man, because I don't want it. And, Corey, I see this more with young people. They love to pound their chest when they win. It's true of everybody. But, hey, I don't want to be the person that is the GOAT when we lose.
So the football formation, Bickle on the inbound. There's Rockman. Williams, and there's a foul. Should be an intentional foul. Should be 2 shots as Ejike grabbed the jersey. And they say not intentional, but Williams will head to the line for 2 free throws anyway.
And, Corey, now you start thinking about the amount of free throws that Saddleback has not made. Add another one.
$18 of 31 now.
13 misses.
And you know what? Nobody's perfect. No team is perfect. So if you're now 19 of 32, Morrison for 3, blocked by Williams. Good D by Christopher. Payne, no good on the putback. And Walton can't convert. And the reach and foul by Morrison. 87 to 77. But again, if they don't make all 13, if they're not perfect, 32 of 32, that's fine.
18 of 32 is 54%.
But you have to got to hit at least 27 of those.
Yeah, I mean, 54% in a playoff game is horrific.
Well, mark any game. But again, 27, you miss 5, that's good. 27 out of 32, I'm okay with 25 out of 32. But that right there ain't going to happen. But again, that's something that they can work on. The next game could be drastically different.
But you got to win this game.
Okay. The next game could be drastically different. 1:26 to play and you're up by 10.
You don't have a lock in this game.
What's that?
You don't have a lock in this game.
7-point lead as Richner checks out. In for the first time is Nathan Broche. Picking up full court. And there's a foul. Like we said, Mark. Last 2 minutes and 25 seconds will take him out 20 minutes and 25 seconds at least. Sending Cameron Gardner to the line, who's been quiet tonight. Chaffey on the flip side is 9 of 13 from the charity stripe. They haven't turned the ball over in the second half and makes the first free throw.
They're shooting about 64%.
10 of 14, 70% from the line. Misses that one, rebound chased down and picked up by Bickle. Double team, no foul, last touched by Markham. I should say thrown off of Markham. And are they going to say the shot clock? They should. 26 seconds on the shot clock. They've got 6 seconds to get across. Here's the football formation. Stallings has got to set a screen for Rockman. You don't want to dribble through that double team. You got to pass through the double, tied up, or timeout. They say timeout. 1 left for Chaffey and 70 seconds left. And a 10-point lead for Saddleback on SportsNetUSA.net, and it's a full timeout taken. Okay. They've got 1. Saddleback's got 3. Mark is eyeing the popcorn. Everybody's getting anxious for the next ball game as we sit here in the first round of the 3C 2A playoffs. And you mentioned those 88 points. Mark, Saddleback is shooting 48%. Chaffey, 43% of their 78 points. Rebounding, 47 rebounds, or 47 rebounds for Saddleback, 30 for Chaffey. The bench points have done well for both squads. Chaffey has 22 bench points. Saddleback with 36. Leading scorer for Chaffey is Colin Ingram with 18, along with Dason Payne with 18. Samaj Morrison and Christian Walton in double figures with 10. Saddleback's leading scorer, Mark Richner, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Michael Bickle hasn't scored in the second half. He's got 14. On the inbound, stolen by Jaden. Here they come the other way. Bickle brings it out. Richner almost fouled, splits the double team, and he does get fouled. So Mark is 5 of 10 from the line. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in double figures for the Bobcats. Williams, Simon, Stallings, Ayers, Bickle, and Richner. Jaden Rockman, 9 points, 10 rebounds. So everybody involved in this hopeful victory for the Bobcats. They are up 11.
Game is now almost 2 hours long, Corey. Whoever said basketball was quick?
No one. No one's ever said basketball is quick, Mark. Especially now. Gardner airs a 3. So only on a made basket, Mark, can they do that stand out of bounds. Here's Bickle in the front court, and they break the press this time with David Moon. And Mark, that's going to do it. Rockman brings it out. You don't want to foul. Richner closes it. No. And that's going to do it, Mark, with 32 seconds, and there's a foul. And a 12-point lead, 31.7. Saddleback. Saddleback is going to move on to the second round of the 3C2A playoffs and face San Diego City.
Which, if they play like they did tonight, there's a very good chance they could win that game. Need to shoot their free throws better. No doubt about that. The women coming up next. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. Any scores around there? East LA game ought to be someplace right about now.
Yeah.
With Albert Robles. Here on SportsNetUSA.net.
So earlier this season, Saddleback played San Diego City in the Fullerton College tournament, and they beat San Diego City in overtime on a corner 3 by Christopher Williams to walk it off. So both teams are familiar with each other. 90-78, Bickle to inbound, and there's a foul by Gardner. And there are not enough possessions with 30 seconds left to come back by 12. Make it 13. Under first-year head coach Mateo Villacazzi, you got to be happy if you're Chaffey. You got a good young coach who's building a good young program or I should say continuing a strong program.
Very strong program, yes.
And bright things are on the horizon as second free throw is missed. And for Saddleback, they just gonna do what they do and try to get to the third round. Rockman, push foul by Morrison. 20 seconds remaining. So at least the crowd is still lively, Mark, because they got one more to go.
You mean one more second? Oh, one more game.
With that free throw, Rockman has a double-double, 10 points, make it 11 points, and 10 rebounds. Don't reach, don't foul, good bucket. Don't forget, 30 minutes between this game and the women's game. So what you want to do is you want to go back to sportsnetusa.net, click over and select Santa Ana at East LA. And that game will be on now. And you can watch that for 30 minutes. Then you come on back to watch the women and Coach Jordan Hamamoto play against LA Mission as Dayson Payne finishes the scoring with a 3. And Saddleback will get out of the first round of the playoffs with a 95-83 victory over Chaffey. Mark Pavlovich, I am Corey Neyland. We'll be right back with more Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.